Good morning and blessings. This is the Bride of Jesus Christ, Apostle, Prophetess, Pastor Candace Stewart. I'm coming on this morning with some informal information. In my family runs the spirit of death. So within the in-laws, there was someone, the mother passed, the daughter passed, the son passed, and then another son has passed, but they think that he is missing. But I believe by revelation of God that he has passed. Then on the other side of my family, the mother passed and then the son passed. And I was always telling people in my family, those who will listen, that is not normal. But no one wants to listen. So yesterday I was told that someone in the family, the in-laws, killed his own sister. And so I was like, God, oh my God, that is really something. That's the reason why the spirit of death is running in his family. So I said to myself, I said, God, well, why didn't you just allow him to die? Why did you allow his daughter and his daughter's children to die? The reason being is because what he did, he opened up a door and he made a covenant in the spirit realm. So he took someone else's child. He killed someone, which is someone else's seed. And when he killed somebody else's seed, he made a covenant for the enemy to come and kill his seed. So not only did the enemy kill his seed, but even his seed, his daughter's seed. I got on this morning to let you guys know that whatever you do, whatever sin you commit, you're opening up a door and you're making a covenant with Satan. And what's going to happen is that it's going to continue to repeat itself unless you break it. One of the ways to break it is this. Anyone you have wronged, any sin you have committed, go back to that person and get it right. Ask God first. Ask God for wisdom. Ask God for the right timing. Go back to everybody you have wronged, regardless of how embarrassing it is, regardless of how you just want to, leave it under the rug, regardless of how many years have already passed. Go back to that person and get it right. Because if you don't get it right, it's going to continue to repeat itself. And that's the way you break that covenant. Anything that you have done wrong, get it right. Stop it while you can, because if you don't stop it, it's going to keep going on to generation to generation. Even it's going to go on to your children. It's going to go on to your children's children. You can stop it, and God is giving you the answer today to stop even the spirit of death from running in your family. Death is not something that God does on a regular. When someone dies, that does not mean that God wanted another angel. What do he need with another angel when he has so many already? Sometimes when people pass, they say that God plucked another flower. He wanted another flower in his field. Those things are ways to deal with someone leaving in your life. But what it does is it does not deal with the root of the situation. And it gives Satan room to keep on killing people in your bloodline. It's early, and I just woke up about 2 hours ago. And I have not prayed yet like I want to pray. But God, I had to get on here this morning when I got that revelation. Is the reason why the people, my in-laws, were passing was because this man killed his own sister. And I said, God, well, my God, you know what I'm saying? Why are you allowing all these other people to die? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why he just didn't die? Because he got what he did. He killed somebody's seed, and then he gave the enemy permission to kill his seed. Be blessed. Love you with the love of Jesus. I pray that was very informative to you this morning. Also, ask God for forgiveness. Everything that you have done that you can think of, ask God for forgiveness. Because if you don't ask God for forgiveness, it's still, whatever you did, regardless of how many years ago it was, it's still being held against you in the spirit realm, in the heavens, in your book. Everybody have a book. And that book is telling us whether we're going to go to hell or heaven. That book is recording every deed that we have ever committed. Now, the enemy is the accuser of the brethren. So the enemy is keeping tabs on everything you have done, because that's his business. It really is. That's how he stay in business. Anything that you have ever done to anyone, go to God and ask for forgiveness and ask him to open up that door for you to get it right. Because it's being held against you in the court of the heavens and in the court of hell. It's being held against you. A lot of times when we do something and then our children end up doing the same thing that we did, and we understand, okay, hey, it's just coming back to me. But it's deeper than that. It's a covenant that you have made in the spirit realm. When you sin, it opened up the door for your seed also to sin. So you have, when you get it right, that's when it's going to break. Sometimes we be like, oh my God, why is my children acting like this? What's going on or what have you? It's because of the sin that you committed. It fell off on your children, but it was a covenant that you put in place. So it's not like, a lot of times when people get older, they don't do what they used to do. And they say, well, hey, they feel like that's redeemable, but it's not. That's not the final step. You have to break it in the spirit realm. Whatever you put in place, it's still in place in the spirit realm. Now, you may not be in that time, that day, or that moment anymore, but in the spirit realm, if you killed someone, it's in the spirit realm, you are a murderer. Now, you probably just killed one person and you went on about your business. That was years ago. But in the spirit realm, that's being held against you. And one day you're going to be judged for it. So while you're here and God is giving you time to get it right, go before God and get it right. Say, God, forgive me for the person that I killed. God, forgive me for the person that I hurt. God, forgive me for the person that I cheated on. Forgive me for that person that I stole from. You have to go and get it right and repent and ask God for forgiveness so he can find you not guilty in the court of heaven and in the court of hell. So you can break these recurring covenants that's happening in your life. Be blessed. Love you with the love of Jesus.